It started in 2009. Cooper would reach for his neck and say, "Mommy, my neck hurts." And this was a little bit before the age of 2.
It became a little more frequent, and at least took him to the pediatrician, I don't know how many, once a week for weeks, months.
Finally talking to a doctor who would listen and getting an MRI, we heard this unbelievable news. And quite frankly, we thought what they were going to tell us is that Cooper might have a slipped disc, he sprained his neck, but nothing to any degree that we were going to be told that he had brain cancer. It was just utter disbelief. I just remember hardly being able to breathe and thinking, what do we do now? He was diagnosed with one fairly large tumor in the back of his brain, and since then he has had 7 reoccurrences in his brain, and he's had 6 in his spine. We've been to Boston, we've been to New York, and we've been to Memphis, Tennessee. We've been to Durham, North Carolina, and we've been to UNC Medical Center more times than I can probably ever be able to count to or even remember, quite frankly. But unfortunately, that is the way it is when you find out this diagnosis. So we are not the only family who has to deal with this.
The focus of the foundation is to support pediatric brain tumor families. And there are lots of families out there coming into the area for treatment such as radiation, chemotherapy, where they're here for 6 weeks to 3 months, 6 months, that need that support. What we're trying to do is almost recreate what this community has done for us through Cooper's battle with cancer. And so the primary way we're doing that is by providing housing. But along with that, we want to provide some of the other services that we've been blessed with from our neighbors, such as food, dinners, transportation to and from the hospital.
It's bad enough when you live in your own home and your life gets turned upside down, but then when you get thrown somewhere else, like you have to go to another state or even just another city for that matter, and you no longer have someone to go and say, can you go get this for me? Can you go grab this? And it's just, it rocks your world. And I think that's why we thought, you know what, no one should have to deal with that. No one should have to be put through that on top of having to just focus on their child.
We're trying to fill that gap between the long-term stay and the kind of conditions that you need if you have a child who is going through treatment for a long term, to be able to come here for weeks at a time and be able to live as normal as possible with a kitchen, with a washer and dryer, with separate bedrooms so that the sick child can sleep in a quiet place. When a family comes in one of these apartments, we want to be able to have everything they need to just live a normal life.
3, 2, 1, go!
Fabulous job. He'll cross it in sub-19. It's 18:57.
The Super Cooper 5K Rock and Run, it's it's a great event.
Keep people on the right course and cheer them along.
We've had great participations, and there's a great community that comes together for that event. We're trying to draw even more people around the area to it, but essentially it's a day for families to come and have fun, get in a 5K race. The kids have a bike, they can run in a smaller race, and at the same time afterwards enjoy festivities and activities for kids, adults.
Can I go 550? 550, lower level, mid-court seats.
We have kids who do lemonade stands, and they give us a bag full of quarters to local businesses who sponsor our event, to individuals who have given thousands of dollars to support this initiative. One of the things that we're going to be really looking for is as we grow these apartments, being able to sponsor, say, a room in that apartment, a bedroom, a kitchen.
There's always a purpose, there's a reason for everything in life, and I think perhaps this foundation is our reason for all this. I had no idea how many families are impacted by brain cancer or just cancer in a pediatric situation. And now we do know, and I think there's no time like the present to make an impact. This is the time to be involved.
Hang in there.